little bit about my family, and then we're going to talk about how we're going to win this race. My family actually hails from Alabama. My grandfather, Granddaddy Clarence, and his young bride, Mimi, knew that the best way for our family to really have a future would be to leave the state of Alabama. And so my grandfather, with 76 cents in his pocket, hopped a train to Nashville, Tennessee. He would send for his young bride, and they would go on to have 4 children. I'm getting emotional because it's a big deal. They vowed that each of those 4 children would have a college education. My grandfather worked the railroad all of his life, and my mother, who was the oldest, and her siblings all did have a college education. My mom was the oldest, and she was amazing. My parents divorced very early in my life, and my mom earned her PhD. She was a university dean and a leader in her field, all while raising me. And she instilled in me the values of hard work and faith and integrity and being in service to others. My husband Kurt and I are the very proud parents of twin sons who are 21 years old. And we've also instilled the values of hard work and faith and integrity and being in service to others in whatever way that looks like for each of them. I'm so thankful to have been in service to the people of North Carolina for nearly 30 years as a public defender and as judge and as Chief Justice of the Supreme Court of North Carolina. I've been in court almost every day, seeking the truth at times it's hardest to find. I've been engaged in people's lives at times which have been life-changing for them and frankly often life-changing for me. And I know how Washington has failed the people of North Carolina, and I know it's time for that to change. I think people outside of our great state perceive us to be a small state, and we all know that we're a big state. We're actually the 9th largest state in the nation. 1 in 3 people in North Carolina earn less than $15 an hour. So it didn't take a pandemic for us to understand that people in this state are struggling. And so many people are really struggling as we're trying to come out of this pandemic. And everywhere I travel across this great state, and by the end of this day, we will have done 18 counties in Western North Carolina this week. But everywhere I travel, everybody says they want the next senator to fight to lower costs. Everything is so expensive, and you all know that. People want to know that the next senator is going to fight to make sure that everybody has good quality health care. That so many people are paying so much or going without. And we certainly know that in rural communities, so many people are traveling an hour or more away from where they live for the kind of health care that they need. We also know that prescription drug costs are just astronomical. And we know that so many people in our communities are either missing doses or splitting pills just to get by. We know that people need strong economy, and we need to make sure that people have good paying jobs to take care of their family. We also need to make sure that the next senator fights hard to protect our constitutional rights.